Good afternoon, everybody. So I got 2004 Chevy Silverado here with a misfire. So pull the codes. Let's see what we got. You can see this thing's pretty minty as well. All right. So we have a mass airflow sensor. We have an oxygen sensor. We have a random misfire, plus some evap stuff. Jump. You can look at the misfire counter. Let's see what it says. I'm sure it's going to have more than one issue. Alright, so at the moment, we only have misfires on cylinder 3. Let's bring up the RPM a bit. Starting to show some on 4 and 3. Alright. Now let's also have a look at our fuel trims, and you can see on bank 1 and bank 2 it's definitely pulling fuel away. My mass airflow, we have about 6 grams per second at idle. Being a 6-cylinder, that's not bad. Right now the short term showing me that I'm trying to pull some fuel away on 2, and number 1 sticking around 0. Alright, let's graph our oxygen sensors here quickly. So you can see bank 2 sensor 1 was switching compared to bank 1 sensor 1. Bring up the RPM. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Switching, not nicely, definitely switching a bit. Let's let it idle. Definitely some super lazy O2 sensors. Geez, look at that. Let go. She's pegged. Rich there. Okay. Starting to switch again, and both are switching. It looks like obviously bank 2 sensor 1 is switching better than the other one. And this is what I love about this scan tool. You can have up to 8 PIDs graphing at the same time, just to give yourself a quick overview, right? So on off idle, my fuel trims are adding fuel, but at idle, it's pulling fuel away like crazy. Mass airflow is reacting. Now my bank 2, so that one's a little lower than I'd like to see. But anyways, I'm not going to worry about the backhoe tools right now. Let's get this misfire figured out. So first things first, we're going to check just to make sure that we have a good spark. Okay. Alright, so I position this a little bit better so my spark wasn't kind of jumping from the tool to the valve cover, and this didn't fall anymore. Now I had it set to about here, so let's say 28 thou, and Jesus, and it wasn't jumping this, like it would jump the gap, but then there would be misses, right? So jump the gap, then it wouldn't jump the gap, jump the gap, wouldn't jump the gap. Sometimes it'd jump a bunch, sometimes it miss a bunch. So very indicative of our misfire that we have. Now being a 4.3, we all know these caps are very problematic for corrosion and stuff. So let's pull that cap, have a look at it. I checked the plug. I mean, it's a bit worn, but it's not too bad. But let's have a quick peek at that cap, because on these 4.3s, that's always been one of the first places you should look, because corrosion builds up so easily in those distributors, especially being back there. Moisture kind of just sits inside those and corrodes them. Oh, let's see here. Definitely why it's a good place to start. You see, corrosion built up there, and then you look at your terminals in here. Let's see if I can zoom in a bit. Right, there you go. You can see there, look at all the corrosion. So we definitely have to start with cap and rotor for this misfire problem. Like I said, plugs don't look the best, but that's definitely where you have to start, especially on these 4.3s. Caps and rotors are some of the worst. Now, as for the mass airflow, just looking at this side, quite a bit of dirt. So I'm just going to get in there with a Q-tip. I'm going to try to clean it up. That might cure that issue. There you go. That's all the dirt that I picked up off the hot wires. So I think we're going to start with that. So there you go. Let's look at the rotor, how corroded that end is. And then now seeing this close up, right? Look at all the corrosion. So definitely the starting point. I'm gonna put a new cap and rotor and see how she runs. Kind of go from there. Always put an AC Delco one as well. All right, so the cap and rotor fixed my misfire on cylinder 4, but did not fix my misfire on cylinder 3. All right. Now that we have a good cap and rotor, let's proceed. All right, she's all fixed up. My bad. I didn't properly push cylinder 3 wire into the cap. So, you guys can see with these 4.3s, when it comes to misfires, first thing to get to is that cap and rotor. I'd have to say, honestly, a good 80% of the misfires are going to be that cap and rotor on these. If that's good, a lot of times, you also had injector issues, but from my experience, majority of these are the cap and rotor. All right, have a great day.